And into the shop comes these uniformed police, the two other guys, who I later knew to be Vice Squad, and the head of the Vice Squad, a guy named Wolf. I walked outside there, and they were, before they said anything, they were stripping the place. Took everything off the walls, took all the posters, bagging up everything, stripping it. Now this guy, Wolf, head of the Vice Squad, is coming toward me. I'm saying, oh, what? And they say, you're under arrest. We're busting you for displaying obscene photographs and thereby contributing to the delinquency of minors. It's just overwhelming me, you know?
I guess.
So I said, well, can I call my lawyer? And he said, oh yeah, I'm calling your lawyer. And the big cops didn't like this, but Wolf said, so it just so happened that I knew a lawyer, the only lawyer I knew. I'd met socially, you know, calling Bobby. Bobby, I said, I'm being busted. He said, look, don't say a word. He said, I mean, don't say a word. Don't volunteer anything. I'll get you out of jail as soon as I can.
Indeed.
Yep. But here I've gone from a nice conversation with my friend to within, it seemed like 10 minutes, I'm in handcuffs into the squad car. Well, it's an important part later in the trial that the cops never even looked behind that screen. Morris witnessed everything.
Oh, well, that was your good luck.
The coincidence. There have been so many funny coincidences in this thing. Still just totally baffled, and I've never had been arrested or any stuff like that, you know.
And they didn't give you any more information than just
That was it.
Obscenity and contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
But remember now, I'm in the squad car, handcuffed.
Handcuffed?
Yeah. And the two thugs that are driving me to the station are in the front seat. And we stop at a major intersection in this part of town where it just happened to be a well-known strip club there at the intersection with all these big posters out front of almost nude women. Okay. This was the point at which one of the cops turned to me and said, "Aren't you ashamed of corrupting children?" And just another beautiful coincidence. I looked out the window, and walking past these posters from school are all these little Chinese school children. You got the irony of this. You know? I didn't have to say a thing. I looked at this cop, and he'd seen what I'd been looking at, and in his thick skull it also registered. He turned red as a beet. We moved on. No further words. I guess I considered that some kind of a triumph. Now we're at the basement of the police station. In all the movies, you know, I don't want to be in the basement parking garage.
Whoa.
And so we're headed toward the elevator, go upstairs. And suddenly Wolf comes running up. He had come in his car. And
Wolf the cop.
Wolf's the head of the Vice Squad.
Yeah.
And we get in this small elevator. I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm still baffled as hell. And they're making these jokes. The cops. "Oh, Phillips, you're Jewish. You know, what day does Hanukkah fall on?" And I looked, I'm like, first of all, I'm not Jewish. What the hell did it matter? And then he said, Wolf says to me, "Oh, yeah, we just had a test in which we had to know the holidays and religious holidays, stuff like this." I'm looking at him like, I don't get it. I'm not saying a thing. And then the two cops say, "Well, what did you put on the test there about marijuana, Wolf? Oh, he said, it's addictive. Ah, they all laugh. And this is all for my benefit. Oh, God, what's going on here?
Police theater.
It's just weird as hell. And then Wolf looks at me and he said, oh yeah, we had the, it was also on the test. You know, Wolf's trying to be my buddy. No, we had to put whether marijuana was addictive or not. Well, we get to the top of the elevator and the cops, the two thugs, want to take me off and book me. But Wolf says, no, I'll take care of it. And rather reluctantly, the thugs let Wolf take me to his office. And on this blackboard are stars of David chalked in, and you kike, swastikas, all this anti-Semitic stuff. And he looks at it, oh, you're racist. And said, these cops are always playing, you know, playing with me or doing all this stuff. But this thing religious thing keeps coming up. To this day, I don't understand it. But he said, okay, he said, sit down here. I know all about you. I know all about your rock and roll magazine. I know where you went to school, everything. You know, we're busting you because you're corrupting those junior high kids. And after all this time, it suddenly fell in place. Yeah, there was a junior high school across from my gallery. And occasionally a junior high kid would wander in there. But thick skull, you know, it never occurred to me that someone was saying that this had any relation to that school. Okay,